Let's go, Oklahoma Sooner fans. Are you freaking kidding me? On third and broken arrow here, you start off with a big John Mateer throw. You have a switch release here at the bottom of the screen, and Mateer gets really good pass protection. I understand that legendary Oklahoma offensive line coach was under all kinds of heat. And, well, look who it is, the guy that started things off in a bad way last week, Mr. Canick. One of you told me he ran a 10.3 100 meter. Are you kidding me? Third and Bixby here. My goodness gracious. Weird, weird, weird coverage alignment. I'm trying to figure out what this actually is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be this safety getting out to this deep third and you sitting here and guarding the flats? Maybe so. He also had an open slot receiver for days right here. Michigan, of course, gets an unblocked hit on Mateer. He's still able to deliver this football, and Burke starts off big time with two big catches. And this is crazy. My guy right here wasn't even paying attention. Look at how close he was from losing both of his ACLs. Sideline standing is a game of inches. Biggest difference in this game, or it was just a difference, is that despite Bryce Underwood being a good athlete, there really wasn't a whole lot of Michigan design runs. Look at this movement you're getting right here from the right guard and the right tackle. This Oklahoma offensive line was absolutely obliterated by the media. Look at that pass off to the second level. Y'all, that is some beautiful bean footage right there. And now Canick just needs to find somebody to block, and he manages to block nobody. But John Mateer manages to tap dance around this edge player. Ooh, John. Ooh, John slalom skiing down the sideline here. Really, really, really good stuff. And you pick up some nice yardage. And look, after getting doubled, Williams is already tapping out, man. You're a single digit. You got to be a big-time player. And this first touchdown to Burks was actually a play that LSU ran today. Texas and Georgia both used this as the first play of the game. And what makes it so difficult to guard is, as you can see, Canick gets pushed back here, and this edge really does get set. The problem is Burks has a full head of steam, and he's faster than most of the guys here. It is really hard, even if you're two-gapping a guy really well and setting an edge. If he's running full speed, he will find a way through here. So 4 tries to work back. Was there a little hold right there? Maybe so. He can't do it. Okay, and you get a really good block right there from Javonte Barnes, who has been heavily criticized. Boom. Really good stuff. And as you can see, the blocks weren't the best. It's just getting a fast guy the football with the full head of steam. And it's the bottom line was John Mateer was so good in this game. Okay, so you're backed up 1st and 13 in your own end zone. You take a deep drop, and despite someone hitting you, a little bit of a late hit if you ask me, you have your guy Burks. I mean, the dude was freaking insane. CeeDee Lamb level stuff right here. Yeah, Michigan's coaching is just not good after the Harbaugh era. I don't know if Sharon Moore is the guy. This is the clearest version of cover 6 I have ever seen. And with a quarterback like John Mateer who's dicing you up, why don't we mix something up? Okay, so cover 2 over here, cover 4 over here. This is blander than my ex-girlfriend's family's potato salad. I mean, you just can't let Mateer sit back. And the thing is, where it really hurts you is up front, right? If my offensive line knows where the pressures are coming from and are not coming from, makes life a lot easier. And more importantly, it makes life easier for John Mateer, who is so good at manipulating a pocket. So really easy pitch and catch and some inexcusable defense. And then here we go. It's practically the same thing. No blitzing, just straight static, cover 1. And honestly, Michigan gets bailed out by an absolutely positively abysmal throw right here from John Mateer. Footwork was a little choppy, if you ask me. I'm not the best mechanics guy in the world. And he absolutely sails a tall tight end, right? I will say you did get lucky that he didn't catch this on his feet because he has blockers and room to operate. So before we get to a very nice 3rd and 7 conversion, there's a new way you could support us. My favorite play design in this entire game was actually one that Brent Venables stole from Samaje Perine, of all people. The link is down below. So we get to this 3rd and 7 defense, and it was actually Connor Stallions who made a good point on Twitter. Michigan had to show their hand coverage-wise because of all the pre-snap motion and how well Oklahoma was able to spread them out. But honestly, it also came down to just Oklahoma making more plays. That's a really good throw, maybe a tad late to pick up this first down. Once again, I got to show credit where credit is due. I've been critical of Javante Barnes as a runner. Man, he was good tonight. That block was big. This is a dirty situation right here. And on this counter run, he kept his feet and then found a way to get vertical. Once again, some really sloppy tackling from Michigan. And Barnes just runs through all of these wimpy tacklers. I want to give Venables some credit because this was something that carried over from the last staff. We talked about this, and I'd say the last offensive staff. I love plays where your offensive line doesn't have to execute a single block for it to work. So you're really selling that this is a zone handoff to the left. And guess what? The fake itself is what blocks this Michigan defense, okay? So honestly, you just need a decent block here on the edge, and you get that. And Mateer hits the crosser here. Actually, no, it was a stop. So this was a wheel. The outside receiver for Burks runs a little stop, and Mateer hits him right in the chest for a nice gain into the red zone. Once again, this Michigan defense, so unfreaking believably easy for Burks to just freaking cook all game long. You'll love to see it. And then, of course, John Mateer, one of the best red zone quarterbacks probably in the SEC because of his rushing ability. Man, God bless America. Once again, Williams was absolutely dominated. Take the single digit off. You're not ready for it. And he presses here, finds a hole where the DT overpenetrates, and guess what? Just squeezes right through here, basically untouched. Wow. Huge play in this game. 2nd and 8. Play clock running down, and Michigan finally decides to get aggressive. Guess what? It works. Even though it's picked up pretty well, John Mateer takes the shot to the man who's been Oklahoma's arguably best receiver, Keontae. It's short, but Isaiah Satania, who's not really had a role coming over from Arkansas, makes a pretty big bat away there to prevent the high end. So what do you do on the very next play? Well, you scramble drill to the right, of course, and feed Mr. Satania, okay? So this time, Michigan finally gets exotic, and you get an unblocked pressure from this edge, right? This time, instead of a traditional 4-man rush, you really don't know who's coming from where. So Mateer has to handle 6 on his own, and 6 is a faster player. So Mateer steps up. This is just so good, y'all. And the fact that he trusts his power to get through this arm tackle is really impressive. 2 hands on the football, keeps the ball away from 6, somehow keeps his footing, and now we're rolling out to the right side. We put someone all the way through the ground here in Norman. That's some good stuff. And now Mateer says, look, F it. Let's live life, baby. Throws a scramble drill up to Satania, and boom. What a catch from the Arkansas transfer. Huge play. Johnny boy. Look at this from Johnny Mateer. Are you kidding me? Running a little counter GY with the QB. Look at this. Boom. Okay. Love to see it. And honestly, we prefer to kick this guy out this way, but 77 gets such a good lick. You can argue, is that holding? Maybe so. I don't think so. Kanik gets a nice block. He's been criticized for his blocking. Mateer is basically, once again, walking untouched. Michigan was a little soft in this game, if you ask me. It was a really good adjustment by Oklahoma. Once Michigan started all these blitzes, you basically just want to run quick game. And guess what? Boom. Okay? 2 decent blocks. We're getting a really nice gain right here. And honestly, the blocks don't even need to be that decent. Kanik just needs to find the space to operate. And you see Satania gets thrown away. And that's a good thing, right? We've seen a few instances where the blocks don't need to be great. It's the spacing, the play design. It's that actually gets the play going. All right, so you Oklahoma fans, I think you remember what play this one right here reminds you of. It was actually Oklahoma's number 10 last year who dropped this pass. My guy, I'm loving him, Bauer Sharp at LSU. He had a chance to make a difficult catch versus Alabama on their trick play. Kanik needs to make this. Okay? Yeah, I mean, you just got to bring that in. So this game kind of felt like LSU's win over Clemson, right? Did any team truly play flawless football? No. But the team that actually ended up winning this close game was the one who did the little things right. So the first thing is John Mateer made a bunch of Garrett Nussmeier type of plays. He sees that this isn't open, and obviously Garrett made a few runs, but he can't run like Mateer. He is an overall better thrower, of course. But Mateer just makes something happen here on this 1st and 10. He bounces this to the right side. The blocking was really good. But the little things, right? This receiver here not giving up on the play. It's Satania again. I know he dropped a punt. Makes a really nice block. You can see he doesn't want the blindside call. That's even smarter right there. Just him being in the way right there slows him down enough. So that was actually really genius stuff. It looks kind of selfish staying away from the big hit, but you don't want to give the refs a chance to make a call. Mateer decides to cut back and pick up a few extra yards. Look at that. Uh, Obviously, in this spot, let's not take this hit there at the end. That one doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to stick your head down like that. But you'll take it. So Oklahoma takes it down. Can they actually win the SEC? Well, the first thing is they've not won a single SEC game yet, but Michigan, of course, is a really good program with a lot of talented players. I just don't think they're that well coached of a team. This was one of Venables' best game plans. Obviously, this is, well, is this his best quarterback? Do you think John Mateer is better than Dylan Gabriel? I don't know. But this schedule is so sexy for Oklahoma, right? I had them as an 8-4 team. It could be even better than that. So comment below and we'll talk to you soon. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom! Tonight we are doing lemon pepper chicken wings.